Hey guys, welcome to the Waterlad podcast presented to you by Betcha. Thanks for tuning in to another episode. Hopefully enjoy it. And if you do, please share it, like it, subscribe, do all those good things. It helps this podcast massively.
I couldn't feel my body from the neck down.
Wow.
So I'm just there freaking out, like I can't move, and in my brain I'm like, no, come on, please. Like in that moment, I was just like, I'm done, plums. I'm never playing again.
In terms of next year, I suppose like the Blues talked to me and sort of said they were moving in a different direction, and from that gave me a call. Could use a bit of experience, a bit of a character like me to come down and you know, still be a competitor, still compete, but also, you know, help a team, you know, try and achieve their own goal.
You were probably the most influential player that I played with on a culture.
So yeah, I'm 2026. I'm heading down.
Well, today I am joined by one of the biggest characters in our game. He's someone with the gift to be himself in any situation and can control a room like no other. He can sing, he can dance, he can play the saxophone, and I haven't even mentioned the rugby yet. He's an NPC winner, Super Rugby winner, and he's been a great All Black, and as he quickly approaches his 40s, he has not slowed down, playing as well as he ever has, while still being the lad he always has as well. It is, of course, the great Angus Ta'avao.
Oh my gosh. Can I address a couple of things on that intro, Jim?
Yes.
Saxophone. This is hopefully this gets out to the masses. You know, as successful as you've been. But
yes,
saxophone has been on the back burner for quite a while now. Probably since we last podcast.
4 years ago was the podcast, and you were humming. Like, you didn't play it to the people, but you played the sound effects, and it was some of the best I'd heard.
Yeah, well, you know, when you're feeling yourself, you feel it. But one was probably like my wife. She got over it because as well as I might have put that on there
it is.
It wasn't always as sharp in real life.
Yeah, okay.
That was part one. Two was probably COVID was like the perfect storm for. I mean, everyone was a Gordon Ramsay, everyone was Beethoven. Like,
you had time.
Yeah, you had time, and I needed to fill it. You know me, I'm jiggity wiggity. I want to fill it. So once we sort of got back to code and living, it's sort of that time went away.
Okay, you haven't seen it since.
And three was a rental.
Oh, okay.
So that was probably another part. I'm rambling on.
Oh, you rented the saxophone?
Yeah, just because it was like, let's not. Dive deep. Let's not deep dive and just commit to it, because I think they're like $2 or $3 grand.
Oh, far out.
Like a good one.
Yeah, and you need the good one.
You know, if you want to reach for the stars, you know, you got to get the good one. But so I was like, all right, we'll just rent it.
Yeah.
And then that was probably more of a, you know, easy thing to be like, all right, we'll just send it back. So the saxophone has gone. And
okay, in my head, I feel I just every time I saw you, I thought, man, after this game, he's going to go back and play some serious
well,
saxophone.
a lot of people still ask me, okay, like, can you? I've been to weddings, emceed a couple weddings, and they go, hey, look, this guy's got a sax. If you want to jump up and have a jam, like, I know you can play. And
it was the most common question that came in, like, how's the sax going?
Well,
like,
I'm sorry to disappoint if it disappoints anyone, but maybe this is a sign to jump back in the sax, because I do love it. I loved playing it, and it was cool.
Good.
But I think what I need to do is go like pro, like not me personally, but like actually, rather than relying on YouTube and feel, go to like get some proper lessons.
Yeah.
You know?
You mentioned emceeing there too, weddings, and I was lucky enough to be at one of those weddings. And can I just say, that was the best emceeing performance of a wedding I've ever seen.
No, it's gotta be.
That was so good. The way you controlled the room.
It's always, I get like nervous. We're talking Jamison, eh?
Yeah. What a how well's he going, by the way? What a legend.
Mate, I love that he's just committed to the bald head as well. Like that was early doors.
Yeah.
Probably something I might have to consider.
The thing about his hair was it always looked pretty strong from front on, but it was the camera angle from camera 3 or whatever it is.
But he's embraced it, and he's one of the best nines and best rugby players in the world at the moment.
Yeah.
But at his wedding, I think it was the perfect storm, because obviously he's a Māori boy from Gizzy, the barrier, playing for Ireland, just beating the All Blacks in a series, which I played in. And then all his whānau were, All Blacks fans, but then they were backing the Irish. So it was a fun way to play with his whānau and get going. And once you get a couple of beers, you get a couple of laughs going.
Oh, you nailed it.
Well, you just get into flow state.
Yeah.
But I like all my MCs have just been out of aroha, out of love for my family. And now a few other people have. Aidan Ross was my last wedding.
Oh, okay.
Shout out to Aidan and Laura. And then a few other boys are like, oh, what do you reckon you could do my wedding?
Yeah.
But I might have to hang up the.
You just need to put a price on it.
What? Well, you don't want to charge your mates,
Are they all your mates? Man, how many mates have you got?
Mate, what a lad. We're all lads down here. So I've gone on the biggest tangent, bro, just from the intro.
Yeah, what else? You've only addressed the saxophone. There was something else in that intro.
I've honestly full-blown forgotten it. So I think we'll probably just leave it at that.
Well, I actually thought you'd forgotten that you'd been on the podcast before when you messaged me yesterday. Like, when did we do a podcast?
No, I was clear. I knew we had podcasted because, mate, I've got so much time for you, Jim. I love you, mate. It was more like, well, he wants me back on. Am I just going to say the same stuff?
Yeah.
But 4 years ago, a lot's happened in 4 years.
A lot has.
So it's like, well, maybe I'll still have some things that are like fresh and new, not just the same old yarn about getting called into the ABs or whatever I used to talk back.
Well, the other thing about your story from the last time was how everyone knew you as the character, but the story that you had around when you went over to Aussie, you were trying to play for the Wallabies.
100%.
Got let down by the Waratahs, the Wallabies, you came back, family issues, became an All Black. It was an incredible story. And even since then, what you've gone on to do is been mind-blowing.
It hasn't been the straightest of journeys, but that's I think I might have talked about it in the last one. I feel like everything that's happened in my career, sort of the old cliche, has happened for a reason. And since we last talked, mate, there's been tsunamis, waves of the tides coming in, tides coming back out, so it's been a ride.
Yeah.
A hell of a ride. Yeah.
Well, you were an All Black at the time, and you talked about the Irish series, but the one I remember was the tackle, the infamous tackle where you got red carded, knocked out, and suspended in one moment.
What a time to be alive,
They call it the triple play. That hasn't been done too often, but that was a moment.
Well, before I dressed my one, I've seen other versions of that to this day, and treated differently, mate. I saw someone get knocked out in a tackle head on head, but because he was knocked out,
I also saw that. Very controversial.
So I won't touch on that, but I was just, as a guy who's been in that position, I was like, well, what are we doing here?
The precedent.
Yeah, World Rugby, come on. But going back to that night, Dunners, under the roof, beautiful place. What a place to play.
Yeah.
What a place in New Zealand. And it's genuine. It is a beautiful. I do love. It is one of my favorite places to play.
Yeah.
I think I can't remember if he might have got carded or something happened. I went on early, in the first half.
Yeah, you came off the bench.
And I was feeling myself. I was feeling pretty good getting around, and then Irish get the ball from a scrum. I'm working hard, stay high. James Lowe's hopping and skipping across the field, passes it back to Gary Ringrose. It's like, sweet, here's my chance to make a good tackle. Go in for the tackle, and then next thing it's just like, oh, you just get this big whack, and it's like, oh, that doesn't feel good. I'm on the ground. I come back pretty quickly. Looking back at the clip, I was like, bro, I was definitely my body gave way. But in the time, you're like, no, I feel sweet. So I felt sweet. I'm just like, oh my gosh, can feel blood coming down my head. Physio Pete comes over. So I was like, what's going on? Looking up. All this commotion, I end up sitting up. I see Gary Ringrose sitting over there, handsome man, and I think he must be bleeding. He must look pretty bad. I was like, he doesn't actually look too bad. I'm like, all right, that is what it is. So I get up. It's like, right, you're carted off. Not card. I didn't even realize I was carded. He goes, we'll get you off. We'll stitch you up. blood coming down. So I'm walking off, bro. As I'm walking off, I think there was like a picture where I look up at the big screen, and Jaco Piper, I love Jaco. I just got this vivid memory in my head. I look up and he's it's like his butt was clenched, standing tall, red card in his hand, and I was like, oh, did they card the Irish guy?
Poor Gary.
I was like,
man, that's harsh.
I was like, did they, like who's carded here? Like, what the heck's going on? Walk off, get into the medical thing. Is like,
so you still didn't know when you're off the field?
No, I didn't realize it. And someone's like, yeah, you're off for blood. He's like, no, he's carded. And I was like, oh, did I get carded? They go, no, you didn't get carded. And so there's all this commotion. Our assistant manager was back there, Big Sparks, and he was like, no, I think he got carded.
Who said you didn't get carded?
Well, I don't know, mate. I can't even see. I got blood running.
Thoughts in your head.
Blood running. I was like, maybe I was right. It was Gary. But I'm just like sitting there, like, and they finally get stitched up. And it's like, no, you got red carded. And from there, I was just like, what the heck? And the whole process after that, few days after that, was it was sort of weird. Like people coming up to me in the streets, like, mate, you were hard done by. I don't think you should have been red carded. Gary Ringrose reached out through Jamison, was like, oh, be keen to catch up for a beer.
Oh yeah.
So met up with him, and I had this like massive black eye. Some people actually called me Jason Momoa because I was like, you know, his scar on me. But you know, that's what some people were saying anyway. But so I was like, oh, you know, I'll catch up with this guy. I'll meet up with him, and turned out to be like one of the best blokes I've ever met. He actually looked like nothing had happened to him. He is as handsome as he ever was. I was there with my black eye, but a few of the other Irish boys that weren't playing the dirty dirties, we all came along, had a good night, had a few beers, and got around each other. Great bunch of lads. And then from that, we had the judiciary in the next few days, and that's like a whole nother part of the rugby world that I've never really experienced.
Yeah, I've never been there.
I've never been. So
what happens? Do you have to suit up and all that jazz?
I did. It was all online, like through Zoom, like because they were up in the Northern Hemisphere, and this was like sort of at a time where they were a lot. You know, head contact was they were coming down pretty hard on it, and we got into the judiciary and have a lawyer who's represented from New Zealand Rugby talking through, and 3 people on a panel. From overseas, I think one was from Hong Kong and 2 were from the UK, and just go through. We presented our case, so sort of talk about mitigating factors, change of direction, lowering of body height, you know, intent into the tackle. And I honestly, I was like, I think I've got a good case. I might be available next week. You know what I mean? We still got one more test. I was like, I'm feeling like Aaron Brackovich in this, you know. I might take up law. I'll go back to my law degree because I'm feeling pretty good. Talked about the change of direction where it's like, look, if you go to this minute here, he's obviously facing across the field and just changes direction. My knee is bent, so I'm attempting to lower. I'm thinking a right shoulder tackle. And just at the end of it, I was like, no, there's no mitigating factors. You've got a 6-week ban, but because you're a good boy, we'll half it to 3. And you do a coach's course on tackling, and that'll go down to 2 weeks. So me and the defensive coach Stormy, we looked through we had to look through some clips, do some like coaching on tackle technique, and I got 2 weeks. So it's one moment, but it's a ripple effect, mate. It's a butterfly effect of afterthoughts. Yeah.
And did you play again after that for the All Blacks? Yeah.
So I had one more test after that.
One more.
And so that was at the end of that series. Then we went into Rugby Championship, and I think Ofa, Nepo, they were both injured. I was like, okay, well, here's a chance for me to, you know, stake my claim and get a start against South Africa over in Umhlanga.
Oh.
And that's another place. Like I actually love playing there. The stadium was pumping, the tunes were pumping. It was a cool stadium. It looked like, I think they like set it up to look like giraffes or something.
What, the stadium?
The stadium, yeah. It's like got these things like quite open, and it was a beautiful stadium. And
interesting thing to base your stadium look on.
Yeah,
giraffes.
Well, it's Africa, you know. Everyone loves African animals, and you know the giraffe. Like you think about unicorns are a buzzy animal, but giraffes are
all time,
and they're real. But anyway, tangent. And then, that was my last test for the ABs. So we lost in Umhlanga. I might have played like 50 minutes or something. it's like, oh, I didn't feel too bad. Like, I think it was a scrum penalty against us. We got a scrum penalty, a few little things. And then the next week it was like, sat down with, I can't remember if it was Fozzie or Jace Ryan. And so like, oh yeah, we're going to give the birth of Fletcher Newell. We're going to give him a crack. And after that, it was sort of, that was it. That was the end of the journey, 23 tests. I still felt like I had a lot to give, but it was sort of, I mean, that's how rugby goes, the ebbs and flows. And when a young guy comes in and takes his opportunity and what they see as their future and you're not a part of it, it's tough to go through, but it's also like, well, the only thing I can do is go back to focusing on me and trying to play some good footy. And then, this is probably a perfect way to segue into what happened after. We're going there. We're doing it. So then, sweet, that's all good. Didn't make the end of year tour team. But just before that team was announced, I was playing for Auckland, and we made the quarterfinal against North Harbour at North Harbour Stadium. And one of the scariest moments in my life, probably the scariest moment in my life. I'd had a little bit of niggles with my neck, and you'd get this sort of stinger, and both my fingers would go numb.
How often would you get that?
Like not a lot, but like maybe once or twice throughout the season. It first happened probably in 2019, I want to say, like when the Hagiwaras were in. I remember I got Lavanini, how he plays. I made a tackle and then just bang. I was like, oh my gosh, what just happened? Fast forward to 2023, and I got another one of those little knocks. I was like, oh, that didn't feel great, but keep playing. On the try line, Bryn Gatlin going for the line, sells a dummy, I'm out there. I turn to make the tackle. Our other winger, Thomas Oake, comes across, and it was just this, it was almost felt like a similar moment to that head knock against Ireland where it's like, bang, I was like, that didn't feel good. And I was like, which, rugby players, you would have had a couple of those, surely.
Yeah, plenty.
Yeah, I'm not the only one. But you're like, I'll be all right. And then, see, the try was awarded, and I'm just lying there thinking like, look down, I was like, bro, whose arms are these?
What, attached to you?
I found out they were mine. I looked down, I was like, oh, this is my tattoos. And I couldn't feel my body from the neck down.
Wow. So
I'm just there freaking out, like I can't move, and in my brain I'm like, no, come on, please, like, not. I think it should have gone off when I first felt that one, like far out, like come on. So I was like, in my mind I'm thinking, please, just move, like my toes.
Yeah.
I was like, please. I started to get a little bit of movement in my fingers. I was like, okay, that's all right. Now, toes, please. Start wriggling my toes. I'm like, okay, like I think I've avoided anything serious. But
wow.
In that moment, I was just like, I'm done. Like,
how long was that?
It honestly felt like forever, but it's hard to, I would say like probably 30 seconds to a minute.
Cool, you could move your fingers.
Yeah.
Okay.
But it felt like, honestly, forever.
Yeah.
And like watching back the clip, I was on top of the ball, and some Harbour guy who was coming in, like trying to like rip me off the ball, but I couldn't move. I was just like, I was like paralyzed.
Yeah.
And went through the whole process of neck stability, that you see physios and that practicing it. This was it. Mark Plummer, our physio, who has been in my career since I started in 2010, came over, and I just remember looking up to him and being like, I'm done, Plums, I'm never playing again. And I was pretty content with, it's not worth that. I had my son, wanted kids in the future, and I was like, it's not that. And then my brother, who was at the game, came over and was like, no, don't be stupid.
Lips.
Yeah, Lips.
What a
Lips. Stuart, my brother, came over and he was like, no, don't be stupid, just like chill. And I was like, no, like, can you swear on this?
Yeah, mate.
It's like, no, fuck that, bro. Like, you don't know how I felt in that moment. So I was pretty happy with never playing again.
You were done.
I was done.
Far out.
Yeah. 33, so it's like I've still had a good knock, but that feeling of, and I don't wish that upon anyone, I see some younger players and other players and other codes that have dealt with that and ended up in a wheelchair. And that was me. So I went to the hospital. It was think it was my 50th game for Auckland. I remember because they cut the jersey off me. Got scanned. There was nothing too obvious. And then I suppose after that, I met with Peter Robertson, one of the best sort of spinal surgeons in New Zealand. And after figuring out sort of what the injury was and what caused it, and that there was other players who had a similar surgery to me and were back playing front rowers, Andrew Makaleo.
Oh, yeah.
Isi Tungawhasi.
Oh, yeah.
Ofa Tungawhasi has just had that surgery, and I suppose him giving me the confidence in that I was probably almost safer now with the surgery than I was before. So what happens is it's called stenosis. So we'll get a little bit technical here. So
I like this.
That's your spinal passage.
Teach me.
Spinal passage.
Yeah.
Your spinal cord runs through it. That's like a normal one. Is it? Am I looking down the lens there? And for me, around the C3, C4, my spinal passage had narrowed.
Due to
just I think a lot of Pacific Islanders have it, is what Peter Robertson told me. So like if you scanned a lot of necks in Pacific Islanders, they would have that. And so in that moment when my neck was jammed back, it pinched the spinal cord. And he sort of explained it like a concussion of the spinal cord. And you could see when you got the MRIs and the little blackening on the cord, which would have just shocked the system and shut it down for a bit. So what they did was open that out, got a little bit of bone from my hip, went in through my throat, get the vocal cords aside.
Don't touch the vocal cords.
Yeah, well, I actually quite like the setup. We're talking pre-recording. Like, I might get into like some erotic novels and some sleepy time. Like, I've got range. I feel like, but I don't know if it's just your mics, bro. Like the quality of these.
It is honestly your voice.
What a lad quality, but in a serious part. But you can't always be too serious, eh?
No, you got to mix it with an erotic voice novel.
Yeah, she lay there. I don't know, I won't go any deeper than that. But I feel like maybe this is I can leapboard off here into other things.
Yeah,
which we might get to. But yeah, back to my point.
back to the serious spinal injury.
Yeah, the spinous. If you guys didn't know, but yeah, my C3, C4, they put in like a cage, the bone in there, and that is now fused. So there's not as much range, but it's a lot safer than I was before. And I reached out to Andrew Druza. Yeah, you know Druza,
yeah.
And just talked to him about how his recovery was and how we felt playing, and gave me the confidence to be like, all right, like I still felt like I had good rugby to play. Got the surgery done, and then I was in a neck brace for like 3 months. And then it was a slow grind after that, and I think around about it might be the 6 month mark or 4 month mark, you can start to, as soon as the neck brace is off, 3 months, you can start to pretty much train and build up strength, like building back to return to play. And then I did this big session. It was like biking, weights, went home, and then the next day was a day off, and I'm hanging up my washing. I'm thinking, bro, I feel like a bit lightheaded, and I felt like my chest was like beating out of my heart, and I was just like, bro, I don't really feel too right. And the old faithful Apple Watch, it's got an ECG on it.
Oh.
So I go, well, like it's just a hot feeling. I was like, nah, like check my pulse up, but that feels a bit buzzy. Like that doesn't feel normal.
What did it feel like?
It sort of felt like, I don't know, you ever get like lightheaded and you just feel like
a real bad sauna, like a sauna where you've been in there.
Yeah, it's like a bad sauna. You just feel like, what am I like?
Why was I only for those extra 15 minutes?
It felt good at the time, but it didn't feel good, but it doesn't feel great now. And it's sort of just like, bro, I'm just hanging out the washing. I shouldn't be feeling like it's like flush or whatever it was. So I did a ECG on my watch, and it was like, oh, you're showing signs of atrial fibrillation.
What's that?
So atrial fibrillation is sort of, you've got your heart. I should be, maybe, mate, I might become a doctor as well. Doctors, don't judge me of what I'm about to say.
Erotic novel reader and doctor.
Yeah. Well, hey, I'm opening doors. That's what you do. What a lad. It's not just about you and me.
You tell me what you want to be, and we'll make it happen.
Yeah, you've done that, haven't you?
Yeah.
Where I want to go, who I'm going to sign for. But as your normal heart, the lub dub, dup, dup, your ventricles and whatnot. So what happens is when your heart goes into atrial fibrillation, it's like the electric charges or whatever, the electric system in there that causes that, it sort of gets confused, and rather than like dub, it's sort of like I feel like I can't explain it as well as
the doctors will be proud.
It's sort of like it doesn't pump properly. It sort of like splutters along, and my resting heart rate was like 150, like just chilling. Whereas normally my resting heart weight, my weight was my resting heart rate was usually around 45 to 50. So I'm just chilling, and my heart's
that's low too, by the way.
It's trying to say fit, mate. It was 150. So I call up the doc. I go, oh, mate, I've done this ECG on my watch. It says I'm an AFib. I go into them, get a proper ECG, plug you all up, and it just measures your heart rate and is it in sinus rhythm, which is the normal lub-dub. They go, oh, we'll just get you on a bike, see how it goes. I jumped on a bike, lowest level, tick the legs over, bang, up to 200 beats per minute.
Wow.
So it was just like I come from this crazy neck surgery now that my heart was playing up.
Was it related?
I think it's hard to tell. They say it can just be random. And like after my surgery, speaking to other people, a lot of people have been affected by it as well.
Oh, okay.
So whether it was going from no training to coming back and having this, I don't want to be some... I don't want to start. I'm not a YouTube conspiracy theorist. I just roll with what's in front of me. So after this recovery of the neck, now I had this heart problem, and I had to get shocked back into sinus rhythm, and then to try and, I suppose, stop it from going back into it, I had an ablation where they go up through your groin, go across your heart, up to where the electrical signals are sent down, and they blow it up with a little balloon and freeze it. Freeze burn it.
Wow.
So, yeah, I can't remember if it was a cryoablation or... I know ablation was in there. It might be a cryoablation. And from then I was on blood thinners because your blood can clot and pool in the bottom of your heart.
Yeah.
So I was on blood thinners, which meant I couldn't do contact training. So this 6-month recovery, which I thought was, I could come back by the end of the 24 season with the Chiefs and play the last few rounds and hopefully be in the finals to win it, ended up being 9 months of pretty much not being able to do much.
Yeah.
So 24 was a crazy year in terms of where I've, I was never going to play again, to having the surgery, to coming back, to then this heart surgery, to Super's done. Why am I even doing this?
Yeah. Want to say, when you were in that, were you feeling like, nah, it's not worth coming back for? Did you have those moments often, or were you, once you'd committed to coming back to rugby, were you, no, I'm getting back?
Yeah, I think it was more just like frustration because, like at the Chiefs, we were such a good team. We had been to finals and semis and felt like we were really building to something special to finally to win it. And then it was like, well, that's gone. And it's like, all right, that's that it is what it is. But it was probably more frustrations than like, no, I'm going to stop, because I think I'd already gotten over that hump of I'm coming back now.
Yeah.
I still felt good in that 23 season. Still felt like I could offer and bring my experience and all that sort of thing. Like I didn't want to just be a passenger. So just going through all that, I suppose it was good to always try and look at silver linings of things.
You're good like that.
Around, it's like you can sulk and be down in the dumps and not do anything about it, or you can just be like, it is what it is. Like, how can I make the most of this? Like, I'm in this situation, sweet. What can I do to better myself, be around my family, look for other opportunities, that sort of thing. So for me, it was like, okay, this is how long the recovery is going to be. I can't train. I can't play rugby. Like, what else can I do? And my daughter was in my wife's belly at the time. So being able to focus on that. My son, obviously, special needs. He's got partial trisomy 13. So being able to focus on family and then opportunities outside of rugby with Sky and TV and radio, it's sort of just like I filled that time of nothingness to, put my foot in the door in other aspects.
I remember you doing, I think you're on the Sky either the breakdown or a pre-game show in the neck brace. So like, you didn't wait at all.
Right, well,
you didn't wait to recover at all. You were straight neck bracing it up
The crazy thing about that is, like, I talked about them moving my vocal cords.
Yeah.
I honestly sounded like Kermit the Frog. Like, so I had the surgery. The surgeon comes in the next day. He's like, "How are you feeling?" I was like, "Yeah, I'm feeling good." I was like, "Yeah, I'm feeling." I was like, honestly, I don't know how long, but like a good week or two, I was like, I felt like there was like a bit of like phlegm, or you drink something, you go, "Yeah, hi." It was like that was my voice. I remember talking to people, and one of Kristen's friends, I said, "Oh, yeah, how are you going?" He's like, "Oh my God, is that your voice?" I'm like,
so do you think that was permanent like that?
No, I asked him, I was like, "Is it my voice going to stay like this?" Or but he was like, no, it's just a swelling, like it'll come back. But like Sky.
Because that could have been the end of your next career, eh?
Well, how can I do that? He come back, "See you later on the bird." But Sky hit me up and was like, "Look, we're keen. Someone was sick, I think."
Once your voice settles, you can.
Yeah. I go, "Hey, look, I'm still in a neck brace and my voice is a bit dusty, but I'll do it if that's all right with you guys." I go, "Sweet." And like, it wasn't too bad until the end, and I could feel it like starting to get
Kermit.
I'm like trying to drink water,
segueing
like
into Sesame Street.
Before we're live in 10. Like, it's like, "Hey, it's me, Kermit."
Just reviewing the All Blacks.
yeah. So as you can see here, Richie Mo'unga, Sesame Street, 1, 2, 3, penalties. Wherever it would go, maybe I'll go down there. You just gotta blend, mate.
For the kids.
Yeah. I'll be the next
All
kids
Black
sensation.
commentary for the kids.
Yes. I've seen in NFL they did some SpongeBob and they've done Simpsons.
Oh, have they? Yeah.
Bring that to rugby, mate. Let's get the next generation excited.
Mate, they're the ones missing out.
Are we just
They
sparking
don't
right
want to
now?
listen to TJ. Like, they need
And
Kermit.
here they go again. That one. And here they go again. Like, yeah. How many penalties have I had? We had a 1, 2, 3. Mate, are we? I feel like we're.
We just landed on something.
Oh my God! Biggest market, that untapped market.
Yeah, man.
Don't let
my
this one
kids
out.
would love it.
And I know because
And there's four customers already.
and they're big code heads too.
They love
so
it,
like
yeah.
code and cartoon.
Oh, we've cracked it. You've cracked it.
I don't even know where are we right
yeah.
now. What are we doing?
But your vocals are recovered, so is it hard to do Kermit for a long time now?
Oh, I mean, yeah. Well, I feel like I went there, so like it was a part of me.
Or you just hire people who've had that surgery
I
for
think you just work on it.
Yeah.
Or like you just the potential lineup. You just whoever's had it. Hey, we could use you for 2 weeks. We'll just pre-record it.
Yeah.
Just nail everything, and then we'll just have a soundboard that
goes across. Yeah.
Yeah, but potential business idea.
Yeah. Where were we?
Yeah, honestly, I've blacked out. We're talking about voices.
You mentioned your son Leo though. Like, how's he going? How old is he now?
Yeah, so he's 8 now. He's
out.
still. I feel like my shorts are riding. Not on the wide shot.
We'll avoid the wide shot.
Yeah. No, hit the wide shot.
Yeah, now we will. Look at the quads. Holy heck.
I probably should have moisturised on there. A little bit ashy, but we'll carry on. As all my other surgeries that have been there
come to life.
Yeah. Leo, he's 8 now. He's at a special school in Auckland.
Yeah.
And settled really well. I suppose moving back to Auckland has been the best thing for my family.
Yeah.
He's still non-verbal.
Okay.
He's still in nappies. So there's still like challenges, but man, he's getting big. He's got like a massive head like me. So I feel sorry. He's literally the same as me, like skinny legs and arms, big belly, big head. Like that's a chip off the old block. You know what I mean? But yeah, there's still definitely challenges that come along with it.
Yeah. How do you communicate?
So he's pretty good at like he'll understand some words that you'll say.
Yeah.
And he's pretty good at leading you to what he wants.
Yeah.
We're trying things, TalkLink with like an iPad where he can press different buttons, but it can be a bit overwhelming because there's so much. So there's like buttons, like he wants a drink of water. Now he knows he'll go to the fridge and we've got a button on there that says, I want a drink of water.
Oh,
or
yeah,
like
cool.
more.
Yeah.
More please. So he'll like go in there. If he's hungry, he knows where the bread, like he could smack a loaf of bread. You have to like hide the bread sometimes.
He's yours, Annie.
Hide the bread, hide the water, because he's chomping it.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, like I suppose it's being back home in Auckland with support. Kristen's mum lives with us. She's pretty much like a second mum. Ever since Leo was born in Sydney, she's been like there to like I don't know what we'd do without her.
Yeah, that's cool.
So yeah, the whole reason why we moved up from Hamilton to Auckland was for family support. Like if it was just rugby, I'd still be a chief.
Oh yeah,
I absolutely loved it. And it reminded me of our times in the Naki actually.
Oh, geez, some glory days.
Just good people, smaller town, so traffic's not too much of an issue. Great culture. I really enjoyed my I think it was 6 years down there.
Were you there for 6 years? Far
yeah.
out.
So, but yeah, I mean, it did create other opportunities to come back home to Auckland, and then like because of him, and I suppose like how me and my wife have to have more kids is through IVF.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, that was just like a whole nother battle. We did 2 IVF rounds. And then on the third, we finally got Georgie.
Oh.
But the third one you have to pay for. So that was the
what you get 2 free ones?
You get 2 free ones, depending on like, if it's a genetic thing or if there's reason you can get 2 free rounds.
Yeah.
And we were unsuccessful on the first 2. And then on the third round, we had 1 embryo that was like the DNA was all sweet. And that ended up being Georgie.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So that, I mean, it's, like there's been so many.
Was that stressful going through that? Like,
100%, because it was like the last one, it's not stressful because I gave up drinking, but like the first 2, like we try to do what we could, but the last one we're like, look, now we have to give it we're not getting any younger. So we like gave up all like alcohol, caffeine, like all the stuff to give it the best chance. And then
how long do you have to do that for?
They said around 3 months before collection of like eggs and the sperm.
There he is.
Yeah. And then it ended up blowing out because we were on end of year tour. It was like the big COVID tour, 14 weeks, which would have been one of the best tours to ever be able to have a beer on. NRL Grand Final up in Noosa for a week off with no code. But it was like a sacrifice, I was willing to make. And then the whole process of it is, it's like Kristen has to insert her belly with drugs every night, and they do an egg collection, which is quite painful. And then you're paying, I think it was about 24K.
For the third one?
Yeah.
Wow, okay.
Yeah, about 24 grand. And then it's like the whole thing of, all right, it's not even guaranteed once they put the embryo in there. So yeah, I mean, it's been a crazy journey, but now we've got Georgie.
Oh, can't put a price on it.
Yeah, well, exactly. Like we actually like nicknamed her like 20K, like it's like when she was a little kid. I'm thinking you cost us 20K. Well, it's 24, but 20K just rolls off the tongue a bit easier. But man, it has been special because it's also just like a different experience.
Yeah.
Like now she sings to songs and she's talking and
how old is she?
She's 2.
2. Oh yeah, it's a good age.
Yeah, so it's been like new for us because Leo was a whole different experience. He was in hospital for the first 3 months of his life.
Yeah.
In hospital a lot for the first year or 2 of his life, and different challenges along the way. But yeah, Georgie's now, she's really becoming her own little human. Yeah, she's funny.
That's cool. Any more? Or?
Well, potentially, but we should probably have to get some savings because it's going to be another 24K. Well, we've got the carnival. We've got the Kia Carnival though, so that's the first
You've
step.
invested four kids.
It was
4 kids really, isn't it?
4 might be a stretch.
Yeah. Well, just 3 and a lot of boot space. That's what you're after.
Mate, the boot space. I don't want to get into, this is not a promo or anything, but Kia Carnival, one of my favourite cars.
Is it? Yeah.
Yeah. Family car.
Wow.
Good times. But yeah,
are you sponsored by them?
No, I'm not.
You'd like to be.
Cut this out, mate. Maybe
Would you like to be?
Potentially.
Well, let's leave it in and see.
Yeah. let's see Kia. I'm available. Thank you.
My wife would also like one. So
yeah.
I'm available.
Yeah, we're both available.
Yeah. Oh, and obviously you said you moved up to Auckland for family, and then you did play for the Blues.
Yeah.
You won a Super Rugby title up there. How was that?
it was, well, I think when we won it, it was a weird moment in that it was against this team that I just spent 6 years playing with and guys that I loved and, enjoyed being around and playing rugby with. And then it was a bit of a blowout score and we're at home in front of a packed out crowd and I'm also playing with some players that I played with before, but also a whole bunch of new brothers that we had grinded and I think 2003 was the last time the Blues won like a championship. I don't know if we were including was it called the Trans-Tasman?
Yeah.
That's a chip. They still had to win it, but I think like in terms of a whole competition, 2003. So it would have been such a long time before the Blues had tasted that success. So it was like a really weird. I just remember the final whistle blowing. I'm looking over at some of my brothers in the Chiefs jerseys slumped over. Lost the second final in a row. But I'm also looking at my other teammates, just elation and happiness and the grind that we had been through to win the competition. So I was like, I was really torn. I was like, how do I feel right now? But then I was like, no, you know what? Like I need to enjoy this with my team. Like we worked hard. Like we didn't just get there by doing nothing. We'd really grinded from the preseason. How VC came in and set the tone on how he wanted to play and we're just gone about it and achieved this massive goal. So I mean, it was awesome to do that at home. Like how it all worked out. Chiefs beating the Hurricanes and us getting that home final and being back home for a team that I had grown up sort of idolizing and always wanted to be a part of. It was sort of like a bittersweet moment. But I think like I didn't enjoy the winning as much as I enjoyed the year, like the journey of it, in the gym, cracking up and having a laugh with the boys, then going out on the field and working hard and being able to switch off and get to know people like, who they are behind what you see. Here with my little German mate, Anton Segner, I didn't really know who he was. I'd just seen him from afar, but you sort of scratch underneath the surface and realize like, where his family's from and what he's all about. And I think that was what I enjoyed more than actually winning it. Yeah.
It's interesting. I always found it was probably the most overrated feeling was winning a competition. Like, the assumption in my brain was that when that whistle goes and you win, it's just this feeling of you're the
pure ecstasy. Yeah.
But the reality was, it was like
like I don't want to be. Sometimes you think like I'll be judged on it, but it's
felt like I almost had to force a few.
Yeah. Well,
come on!
I think back to our 2014 final when we won in the Naki, and it was similar. I think it may be because we got pumped at scrum that day, but it was sort of like, here's another story where like this team's like never won it.
Yeah,
never won it.
No, they've never won it.
Never won it, and we've done this for this awesome community at home, and it was sort of like, like I should be feeling way better than this. I should be forcing this thing, but like again, it was the whole journey and the people that felt more special to me than actually reaching that pinnacle.
Yeah. It's funny when the commentators always ask, "Oh, how are you feeling?" People always say, "Oh, I can't really put into words." I know that person's not feeling the exit.
Imagine this, how are you feeling? Like, not really buzzing, to be honest. I was like, it was cool, but like,
it wasn't what I expected.
Yeah, I honestly thought I was going to feel like way better than what I do now. Can you imagine that? It would be like, well, how do you even answer that? I don't know.
You should do it next time you win something.
Well, hopefully I do, bro.
Yeah, well,
we'll see.
Speaking of winning something, what else? What's next for you? Like,
yeah, it's been a weird last.
What are you, 35?
I'm 35, so 35. I turn 36 next year.
And you're still feeling good, still playing good footy.
Still
I think
feel
Nick
good.
Gill even gave you a shout on his episode.
He
around
did he?
How well you're moving and how strong you are at scrum time.
Gilly.
He said you weren't strong in the gym, but on the field you are looking strong.
I'll be honest, it's a line I always say. It's like you don't need to be a good bodybuilder, or you don't need to be a bodybuilder to be a good rugby player.
That's it.
And that's probably what, like, I'm not a guy. A lot of people say, "Oh, bro, you must bench and squat heaps." I go, well, to be honest, not really. I don't even squat. I deadlift. But I sort of just get what I feel my body needs.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I still feel like I'm getting around and playing good footy. Still feel like I've got more to give, especially how young like rugby is getting. And I sort of felt like from club you could see it, and it's only a matter of time before it crept in. Like this NPC season, with Auckland, I'm 35. The next closest to me is 28. I just, I'm having coffees with boys who were born in 2006.
Wow.
And I'm like, bro, I was 16. I was year 12 at school when you were born. Like, I debuted when you were probably, like 1 year old. I was like, it's crazy to think. So like, but in seeing that is like, I still feel like I can help them with my experiences and like being the old head. But it's like, I don't want to just be there to do that. I still want to compete, and I think especially after this season at the Blues, where I thought maybe it could be my last year, I was like, I've played every game for the Blues the last 2 years. I think
That's a stat.
we had this, there was this end of year review sitting around with the medical and coaches, and the physio was like, a 98% training availability, for the last 2 years. So
Priceless.
34, 35 years old, to be able to do that, still feel like,
How have you done that? Are you hard out recovery or?
This year's been massive for
Yeah.
me. At the Blues, it's a pretty good setup. There's a big sauna, there's a big cold plunge and a big spa. I've got a spa at home as well, and I just live up the road from the Blues. So getting into that routine was I think a big part of that, because it's preseason. I was genuinely like, I'm done. I'm like,
I remember talking to you before we played down here at one of the local clubs, and you just had a maybe hour and a half flight that morning. You're still pretty stiff.
There's FIFO going over to the mines. We were doing FIFO preseason games, bro. Flying that morning, play, fly out, which was I've never done before in my life. But sometimes you just roll with the punches. But yeah, like I just remember through that preseason thinking, like, I think we did like 5 days straight, finishing with going to like this Navy base and filling up the sandbag. I don't know how much it weighed, but honestly, it felt like it was heavy.
Yeah.
Going up this hill, and it's just mindless stuff, but it's it's trying to really test your resilience.
Do you reckon that, I've got a bit of a theory around it, but do you reckon that helps you get through the season, setting your body up with those trainings? Or nah?
I want to say no, just for the future.
For the future generation.
But like, it's definitely like you need to go through hardship to be able to push yourself, to understand how far you can push yourself. Like if everything's all rosy and sweet, and then you actually get tested in life or in rugby, and you haven't been tested, you don't know how far you don't know how to cope with that.
Yeah.
But like, I suppose in those situations, like when you're with a team, that's when you can really rely on each other, lean on each other, and understand, like, it's shit at the start. It's shit when you're doing it. But like, you come out of that and be like, mate, like, I actually respect this guy a bit more because he showed me who he was.
Yeah.
He stepped up.
He's tough.
Yeah, he's a tough bugger.
Yeah.
And that's someone who I want to play for. So at 35, maybe not for me.
Yeah.
But there is some part of it. I definitely think you can go too far with it.
Yeah,
and it's like
100%.
it just gets silly. But it's been how I've always sort of tried to look at my career as working hard, and but might not be the most talented person, but if you put the work in and back yourself, like you can only go as far as you want to go.
Yeah. Well, you were the perfect combo of talent and hard work, weren't you? Like you had both.
Whoa. A little bit of both, yeah. But I have seen players with more talent than me that haven't quite made it, or you know, are doing something different than what they wanted to do. So I've been really. I always try and find the perfect word for this, because, like, I don't think it's lucky because you work hard for it, but I suppose privilege is like, I've been privileged to do this for as long as I have. Like, I debuted for Auckland in 2010. I debuted for the Blues in 2012. So I've been part of a professional environment this is like my 16th year.
Wow.
So it's like, I look back and it's gone way too quick. I'll tell that to all the young people out there, man, it goes way too quick. But it's been like I've had so many great opportunities out of it. And I'm talking like I'm finishing. Like, you're
just getting started. Yeah, Rugby 360's around the corner.
Well, yeah, I've seen this $12 million deal going around for 3 years. I got to do 2 of my careers. I'm not even touching that number. So, hey, I'm available, mate. I'm available. But in terms of next year, I suppose like the Blues talked to me and sort of said they were moving in a different direction. And that's when you sort of understand that. a lot of people talk about it's a business, and I think it's not the first time I've seen that. I talked to you about the Waratahs and trying to play for Australia and being told like, look, we've got nothing for you coming to New Zealand, and there was contracts out there, but no one willing to back me. And this is a 26-year-old that's
in his prime.
Well, he's just about to come into his prime, mate.
Yeah.
Probably a 27-year-old who debuted for the All Blacks the next year. So, I'm going on too many tangents here.
Oh, I love it.
I'm sort of.
This is your gift.
But sometimes I go too far, and I'm like, how do I get back to where I was? But so Blues are moving in. Now I'm back.
Here he is. Here we come. And it's getting deeper.
A different direction, and I've had the view as like loyalty goes one way, and that's from like the player up. When it's sweet, it's sweet. You know, the blacker the berry, the sweeter the juice. It doesn't really apply, but it's like that saying. But like, there's always gonna come a point when someone younger, someone cheaper, someone who's got a better potential is going to come through. And if you're not the top 1%, even the top 1%, I look back to DC getting ridiculed before the World Cup, and obviously the class who he was came to and shine. But there will be a day where a business decision will be made, and they're easily prepared to move on, which is what happened, and it is what it is. And from that, an opportunity down south, Jamie Joseph gave me a call.
Whoa.
And
how was that? How did that go?
It was sort of weird because I was like talking with the Blues and being like, surely, like, it was like my my red card. Like I felt like I was in the judiciary, mate. And I was like, I've given them the best case to keep me here for another year.
Yeah, what I offer is, and
I still got red carded. And then I got a text from Jamie Joseph about I heard you're available, keen for a chat, and I was like, okay, I'll give him a call and sort of see what he wants. And I think it was just a young group down in the Highlanders, could use a bit of experience, bit of a character like me to come down and still be a competitor, still compete, but also help a team try and achieve their own goals. So took a couple of weeks to get through in terms of like where my family would be. That was something I talked to him about, is like family to me is number one, and he really wanted the family to come down. But for me, it was my boys at special school in Auckland. Kristen's mother lives with us. All the support's up there. It just made sense for them to stay. So after I flew down and Jamie sort of drove me around and showed me Dunedin. Beautiful, mate, some beautiful place I've never been.
Well, you said at the start you loved playing there.
Well, genuinely is one of my favourite stadiums, but I don't know if it was like the day was perfect, mate. It was beautiful. I flew down, I did another FIFO, whatever it is. Flew down, and someone, while I was getting off the plane, was actually like, what are you up to, Angus? You're coming down to sign with the Highlanders. And I was like,
geez, that got out quick.
he's good. Flew down, met everyone down there, went to HQ, and sort of came back, talked to my family, talked to the Blues and said, look, I'm going to sign to the Highlanders. And they sort of stood their ground. And so, I'm 2026. I'm heading down south. I'm a southern man.
That is huge, eh? That
southern
is huge.
Man.
That is a good signing from Jamie.
Pride of the South.
Hey, it means you just the Crusaders to go, is it? Oh no, Hurricanes.
Well, yeah. Well, I'm like, I feel like I'm collecting all the Infinity Stones, eh?
You're gonna be in all the alumni.
I'm Thanos. Yeah. I'm still getting alumni emails from the Waratahs, mate. Like, I'm just collecting stones on my fist. But I still I've made it clear to them, I'm a guy that where I am, I'm committed.
Yeah.
I don't I won't sign just because I want to tick a box and collect a paycheck. I care for where I am. I love connecting with people. Like it's why it's been cool to, when I came back to the Blues, like I said before, is like getting to know people and what their stories are. With Auckland, there's some guys who have battled away through club, got an opportunity through injury, first trip away, like being able to go for a coffee and talk to them about what their backstory is. And suppose like I can be a curious person. It's like what you're doing, but I just don't get paid for it. You know? But yeah, it keeps me like, I think that's a big part of why I am still playing, not just the competitive drive, but just that connection and meeting new people and finding out about what drives people in different ways, you know, and then it's cool when they ask me a question about my experiences and how I can help them and you know, for them to navigate their own journey with a bit of guidance. Not that my way is the right way, because you know people can find their own way, but if I can affect them in some way and help them along their journey, it's a cool feeling. I think, especially, you know, you're a coach, you do it as your job, but I quite like doing that as still being around them and as a player. And I'm 35, but I still feel young at heart. Honestly, I'm probably one of the loudest in the gym. I still joke. I probably take the piss a bit too much sometimes. That's always been my biggest challenge. When I came in as a young bloke, it was like the old guy was the grumpy guy. And you were scared to talk to him, whereas I'm out there, hey boys, go like in the gym, come on, another set, one more. But like
all the young guys are like, oh, don't let him see me.
Just wait for me to go to the corner. Like, all right, go now. But it's like, now that you say that, it's like maybe I'm too much of the other way, you know? But I've always like, I feel like trying to set up a culture and environment where you're comfortable to be yourself. Rather than being in an environment, it's like, bro, be yourself. But if you're too much, just don't be yourself, you know? Whereas like, bro, if this 35-year-old vet is acting like a kid and having fun, but then switching on when he needs to, like, why can't I? You know? And I suppose that's the biggest thing, is making sure when you need to be serious, like, you switch back in and you work hard. But nothing in life you can't take it all too seriously, you know? You need to find the humor in it, the fun in it. That's what keeps driving me, I reckon.
Oh, love it. And you were probably the most influential player that I played with on a culture. And I've heard it from other players at the Chiefs and Blues, but very influential on a team culture, just for what you just said there. And Jamie knows that he's a smart man. And geez, what you're going to do for those Highlanders down there is scary, coming from a Crusaders point of view.
Yeah, I'm not looking forward to preseason, but it is what it is. It's all part of it. From what I've heard, that was another conversation I had with some of the boys.
Yeah,
some interesting preseasons, but that's part of it, eh? Yeah.
But you mentioned you obviously got a few more years left, but life after footy, where are you going? I know we've spoken around a few ideas that have probably potentially come from this podcast, but is it the TV game? Because, geez, you're a natural pundit.
I think it's going to have to be like a Bitzer sort of setup. You know, if you do your Bitzer dinner, you might have a bit of this and a bit of that. Because we're in such a small country, like that side of the game, you can't rely solely on that. It's not like America, where your Stephen A. Smith coming in with hot takes, getting paid $30 million a year. You know, you can just rely on that. Or even Australia, which is, you know, those Channel 9 guys and the league boys that can do really well. So I think with my injuries and being able to create some opportunities around that space, you know, I'm in good conversations with the people at Sky and you know, right now you're doing some of the All Blacks tests and some of the breakdowns.
Have you got some of the All Black tests coming up?
Yeah, I'm doing one of the RG ones, just in the studio. I quite enjoy it because, you know, I like to bring a bit of a different energy. Like sort of what I talk about is in a rugby environment is sort of what I want to do in that Sky environment is just bring a different, not maybe even perspective, but a different energy. Like I like to laugh at things when I feel like they're funny on the show, and I can get a bit rogue, but I don't want to be the guy who just sits there with a mic and, you know, it's just I shouldn't say rant on because it's great insight, but I want to talk about the game and my experiences and insights of the game, but also laugh at something when it's funny or have fun, you know, still bring that fun part of it. So that's something I definitely want to explore when I finish. When Beaver went up, he did something around when my neck injury happened, and he opened up a slot on it was SENZ at the time. I think it's Sports Nation at the moment. So I got to live that radio life for two months. I loved it, eh?
Yeah.
Because it was like what I was doing with Sky.
Yeah.
But it was, you're not in front of a camera.
Yeah.
You don't have to wear a blazer and a shirt, and it was a whole bunch of sports, which I did find really interesting because it's big on racing. I know you're all over the racing. I probably should have called you a bit more, but it was almost like I was like a newbie in all these sports, and I was just like asking genuine questions that I wanted to know.
Yeah.
It was like we talked even league. I'm not a big leaguey, but like we had a lot of leagueies, racing. There was driving.
Yeah.
You know, all these different sports that. Being a curious person was like, I actually want to know some of these things, and if I'm thinking that, surely someone else out in one of the listeners might want to know that question as well. So that radio part was I really enjoyed. So I think that's like another avenue I want to go down, and then I suppose like what we've talked about, I sort of joked about it, but like MC gigs, you know, speaking gigs. I'd love to try and keep, you know, having an effect on people's journeys, not just in rugby, outside of rugby as well.
Yeah.
So it's hard to pinpoint.
What's your favorite type of content? Is it like do you prefer being in the jokey sort of environment, or do you quite enjoy the sport serious, you know, where I can bring a little bit of joke, or what's your like perfect sort of environment?
I think it's like that mix of like, all right, I'll put on the analysis hat, and then talk about parts of the game, but also, man, I love to have a laugh.
Yeah, because obviously you're doing Game of Two Halves as well.
Yeah.
You're good value on that.
It's like I get too competitive on that. Like, I know they want good TV, but I want to win. I don't want to lose. So I think like I tell a lot of people, it's like the leagueies do it so well. It's like a different. I suppose it's like not different people, but you know that support is like it's a different vibe to rugby support, but. So many people in New Zealand love to enjoy those shows like Matty Johns, Bo Ryan, and I absolutely love Bo Ryan. Bo knows. Like that was my favorite segment, something like I almost wanted to do in New Zealand and like would reenact. So I think you can't be too silly, and just do silly in the sport environment. But I feel like there's like a sweet spot of nailing both.
Matty
parts
Johns
of it.
is pretty good. Like, he does the both. Obviously, he had his Reg Reagan or whatever it was back in the day.
They're pretty loose, bro. I don't know if you could do that on Sky. Like I remember seeing a thing, and Fletcher was like, cooking a classic Aussie beers out of VB and like a dart in his mouth. He's like cooking snags. It's like, I don't know if we could do. Maybe you could do that here. I don't know, but like that's content that people laugh at and enjoy. So, but I also know like this. The whole environment is changing with social media, streaming, people subscribing. You know, it is a different world, and it's I suppose trying to navigate where that's going. Like podcasts are doing really well, but like
you'd be good on one.
There's so many podcasts. It's sort of like I don't know. Yeah, so I'm not fully set, but I feel like I've got a skill set that I can slide into and enjoy it because. I do love talking. Yeah, as you know, probably a lot of people would say, and I have energy, man. I love to bring everything, be all of me. Yeah. You know, I haven't done any dancing today. It's a bit tight in here, but I don't think you can take yourself too seriously. I don't mind taking the piss out of myself. You know.
Yeah. Oh mate, I think you're bang on around the what do you call it, itsy bitsy or
a bitzer.
A bitzer. Yeah. Like try 5 different things, and one of them's going to take off for you. Or you're just too talented.
Balancing it, you know.
Whatever you do, you know.
Yeah.
What a legend. Well, we will go to the Instagram questions because far out. A lot of them came out, I said, around the sax, musical skills, singing. Obviously did a great rendition of Creed with Arms Wide Open last time. Yeah. And it was over computer, so I don't know if you wanted to try that one again or any song which you just feel like will really...
I feel like
the tones.
Creed, I've got this playlist. It's called White Monster.
Oh yeah,
and it's like Creed, 3 houses, three doors down, three.
Yeah, okay.
Probably shouldn't even. There's a whole bunch of Nickelback. Like I don't actually mind Nickelback.
Yeah. Underrated.
Like look at this photograph.
Wow.
You know what I mean? Like it's not that bad.
The people listening will be wondering whether I just played it then.
It was a cappella version. But like. I don't want to probably shouldn't break into it, but it's like, hold me now, but I'm 6 feet from the edge and I'm thinking maybe 6 feet ain't so far down. Tracker. Wow, you know what I mean? So there's like a guilty little pleasure.
You've got the husky. You can pull off the husky voice.
Yeah, I like high probably can't.
Yeah.
So you got to play where your strengths are.
Yeah.
So you go that husky sort of,
Husky
all
rocks.
those if I was going, I better not.
What's that one?
I'm coming from the lips of an angel.
Oh,
Hearing my name, it sounds so sweet. You know, I didn't realize until this year what that song was about.
yeah.
It's an absolute tracker, but if you actually listen to the words,
Okay.
do you know that song?
No, that's me on my ride home.
Hinder.
Lips of an Angel.
Yeah. It's a great song, but it's, the message probably isn't as strong as the song.
Wow. Mate, you've got a gift. You could sing.
I'm not that great, but like, you just got to back yourself.
Yeah, well, that's it. Okay, when a scrum collapses on your side, do you honestly know whose fault?
I'd say most of the time, yep.
Yeah.
And you're never like owning up.
You always walk back. Oh,
You
nope.
see me. This is the classic face. Go down, pin it.
I've seen you,
You look
do
over the
that
screen.
a lot.
Look over the screen. It's like,
It brings me back to the Naki. You don't even say it.
you don't need to waste your breath. People don't think you're saying what, but like, honestly, just look. Every time there's a scrum minute, there's no. It's like, okay, yeah, that was on me, boys.
Yeah, my bad.
Yeah, on to the next. Most of the time, you'll know.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's interesting. Okay, ask him why his nickname is Scraps.
If this has come from Kuntu Paya, is this anonymous?
This was David Havili.
Oh, okay. Well, that was the second one. He's actually one of the main culprits. And hey, I love Davey. But this was on that end of year tour, the best time to be able to have a couple brews.
Oh, yeah.
And we were in Perth. Had just played the test there. And the boys had a few beers afterwards, and at end of a good night, what do you finish on? You get a feed,
Yeah.
Uber Eats, which we had to do at the time because it was sort of like that COVID era, and the boys all got in some Maccas, and I was having a few beers with Davey and just chilling, and then next thing I look around, I was like, where's Davey gone? So I was like, I'll go look for him up into the rooms, and come into the room, and it's like there's about 6 of them in there. Quintu Paya was in there, like D-Mac was in there, David Havili, a couple of the other boys, Finlay Christie, who's a pest.
He is a pest.
He's in there, and they're all having a feed. And I was like, a feed had not even crossed my mind at this point.
Yeah.
I walk in there and like, so, what are you doing? It's like, no, we're all done, bro. We're gonna have a feed, go to bed. I was like, oh no, all good, sweet. And then Davey's like, bro, do you want to feed? Like, are you hungry? Bro, I've ordered way too much. I'm not gonna eat it. And and I was like, bro, are you sure? Like, I don't want to take your food, bro. Like, I can get my own feed. And Davey's like, no, bro. Like, sweet. Like, have some of these like nuggets in my burger. I was like, okay, sweet. So I start eating, and then Quintu Paya, but he's another pest. He starts going, bro, what are you up to, bro? What are you eating his burger for? Scraps. And then, bro, the crazy David Havili turns on to me as well. He's like, yeah, what are you eating my burger for? And I was just like standing there like, because I was sober. I was standing there like, what? You literally just told me I could have some of your burger. And then I just started taking the piss and eating more of his nuggets. And then they all started calling me Scraps, bro. I was like, nah, this... So... It just became a running joke because, they're going to come after me, the honest, truthful guy who just wanted to have a good time. But it sort of died away now that I probably being dropped. It was a blessing, bro. Every now and then I hear the Scraps nickname, but it's all a lie, mate. It's all a lie. Thank you, Davey.
Oh, that is funny. I thought it was going to be a scrapping one.
Nah, bro. Honestly, I think I've been in like 2 or 3 fights in my life.
Well, it must be this next one because it says, tell us about the time he got dropped down in Christchurch.
Bro,
I was like, are these related?
There's some moles in here, eh? I got PTSD in this city, bro. Like, a lot of people only associate me, especially in this Auckland team, with me and Christchurch is being dropped in Christchurch.
Yeah. What happened?
So this was a couple of years ago. We played Canterbury in the quarterfinal and we lost. So, after you finish your year, you enjoy a few beers and go out to the local, see what the local brews taste like. And the bar we were at in town, I can't remember what it was called, was closing up. So all the boys filtered out, and I just see this commotion going on, like over on by the street, and it was like getting a bit heated. So I walk over, and there's two people. There's a white guy and like an Islander guy arguing, and I just go, bro, to the white guy. He's quite small. I go, bro, like, you need to get out of here. Like, hailing down the tech. I was like, bro, I'm gonna get you out of here. Go home. Don't, like, just go. They were pretty wasted. So I was like, not smart.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want. You've seen King Hit, so I'm a safety guy. Like, get out of here. So I was like, bro, get out of here. I'm handing down a taxi. I just feel this, like, I don't even know. Like, I just feel like it was almost like someone pushed me, and I was like, what was that, bro? Like, and the guy had tried to punch the white guy, but had missed and clipped me. But it was like no dramas. Like, it was, honestly, like, I didn't even really feel. It was like, what was that? Almost like someone had like pushed me, or like a mosquito had landed on me or something. I was like, anyway, no worries. Got the taxi, put him in the car. He went home. Like, no dramas. Like, that's the end of that for me. So I'm like, sweet. Where are we going, boys? There's a house party that the boys are going to. I was like, sweet. So the boys leave. We're just trying to sort out some other things. End up going to the house, and I walk in, and the first thing someone goes to me is like, Gus, I heard you got dropped. And I was just like, bro, where has this story come from? And then it just started evolving. It's like, Gus, I heard some little white kid dropped you in town. And it was at the root of it was Taufa Funaki.
Oh, yeah.
Number 9 for Blues in Auckland. And if I'm talking about pest, like, this guy's the ultimate pest. He just starts these little rumors and yarns just for the hell of it. And he was just in the corner. I could see he's got this little smirk looking over. And now every time we come down, he's, oh, Gus, this is where you got dropped, eh? It's just like, bro. I saved someone's life that night, man.
Oh, I thought the story at the next place, the guy was going to come back and get you. I was like, where's this going?
There was no qualms. For me, it was park. I was just ready to carry on and enjoy the night.
The moment was the mosquito bite.
The mosquito. I've actually have been dropped in town before, but it was not that night. That was in Auckland from a cheap shot. But hey, it's
a different story.
Let's not even go there.
Oh, jeez. But to be fair, you do that quite a lot with other people too, don't you? Like, you love to blow out a story.
100%. And that's probably why it's like, it's like, well, we'll go.
You've got all these stories.
I just love to poke bears and see what happens and start stories about what people they are. Like, started a rumor about Sam Derry, and he really felt like it was true. He almost started believing what the story was. So I like to have a bit of fun. So it was like fair play. I was like, hey, fair play, mate. Fair play.
Oh, good stuff. Okay. Ask him about the 2023 Chiefs mini-team NFT syndicate.
This is just a stitch-up, eh? I don't know if there's tax implications with this. We might be able to get some tax back. But so obviously with crypto, crypto's pumping at the moment. So people who invested that will be pretty happy. This was sort of, I feel like it all stems back to this end-of-year tour that we went on, where crypto NFTs were starting to be a big thing. And because we were all in an environment where we were close together, everyone started investing in crypto. Everyone started investing in NFTs, and NFTs were just skyrocketing. You're seeing people make hundreds of thousands of dollars, millions of dollars in some instances. So I had this grand idea that, because it was a bit of money. I was like, I don't really want to do it myself. I'll take the biggest hit, but I reckon it'll be cool if, as a mini team, we'll all come in syndicate, and we'll buy this NFT, and that because in
what was that? Not a trillionaire thing.
No. Well, I did buy those.
I got 4 of those.
I should have sold them, bro. We could have made some money, but I'll take the hit because some poor other person would have struggled. But it was called the Invisible Friends, and the hype around these were nuts.
Oh yeah.
So just like for an example, someone bought it. They like minted it. If you don't know NFTs, they sort of get minted, and you can buy them at like base price, and then obviously you can on sell after that. And this was like we probably bought at the height of NFTs. So in one example, someone got a minted Invisible Friend, was one of the rarer ones, sold it for it's like $650,000.
Oh, wow.
So it's like, bro, like these are on.
This is what
we obviously didn't pay anything like that, but I thought, well, we'll all chip in. And I made sure, I said, look, this is the risks.
Yeah.
Like,
sign the disclaimer.
They're popping off. Like, these are selling like hotcakes, mate.
Yeah.
Like, we're on. So then we all agreed. It's like,
boys, are you guys ready to make this much money? Start.
Conspiracy Gus is back. Conspiracy Gus is back. We're gonna make. We're boys. Don't worry about your future.
Get your garage ready for the jet skis.
Yeah. Rugby 360. We got this, and we sort of like we bought it as in shares. So like mixed shares. However much you put in was how many shares you got, and we ended up buying it. And I swear, the day we bought it was when NFTs crashed, bro. And yeah, so it was a bit of money. I didn't want to force the boys into.
Yeah. What are we talking? Thousands?
Thousands, yeah.
Thousands, wow.
Yeah. I took the biggest, took the biggest hit, so like that's gone. Like me being the one is like, look, I'll take the biggest hit. And but like what it did, mate, it was bigger than just the money and the NFT. Like it was a group of lads who came together and achieved something that brought us tighter. Because in the Chiefs, your mini team that's what you forever. That's your mini team. It's not like a new year you get drafted back into another team. It was Ngāti Ranginui, and we're like, this is going to be our mascot. And Aidan Ross, who I emceed his wedding, his pre-father-in-law was into signage and all that sort of stuff. He had a company, so we got hoodies done, we got coffee cups done, we got the lot with our little mascot. We got our mini team T-shirts printed with our mascot on it.
Oh, cool.
And
so those guys paid that money for not just the NFT, but a friendship.
Yeah, and I don't know if they fully grasped that concept.
Yeah. Well, Alex Nankerville obviously didn't. He's filthy.
Nanky, I love you, bro. Cheers, biggest timber.
His conspiracy is that you've still got the money.
I've still got it. And some are saying, bro, that NFTs are making a comeback. So it's not about where we are right now. It's where we can go. If we talk about crypto, the guy that sold 10,000 Bitcoins for 2 pizzas, that Bitcoin's worth like $1 billion now.
Yeah.
So they call it diamond hands.
Just hold.
Hodl. Hold on for dear life.
That's it.
Stay in it. Nanky, we'll be back, bro. We'll be back.
We'll be back. Oh, speaking of the NRL, like one person has suggested you two should start a Fletch and Hindy type show for rugby. Would be good for the game.
100%. I would absolutely love to.
Would I be your?
Are we? Who's Fletch? Who's Hindy?
Well,
no, we're not Fletch and Hindy.
Nah, because both of us have won championships.
So you can't get ripped out for that. So it's a new breed. But you're a coach, bro. You can't be doing too many hot takes out there.
How many things? What did you call it again? When you
bitser?
Yeah, I got too many big bits at the moment. But one day I'd love to.
There's sauce in there, bro.
There's plenty of sauce.
Yeah, like we're whipping in the kitchen.
Yeah,
it's a big pot of deliciousness waiting to be served.
I can't wait till you retire and we can
start just firing hot shots. Because I'm on the TV now. It's like I'm still playing. Got to be a little bit reserved. I'm all like rose tinted.
Well, that does come onto this as well. Like, how hard is it to talk up and rag on certain players?
I never try and because I know how I feel when you're talked about in that sort of manner. It's for me, it's how I sort of go about it. So I'll be like, look, it's probably not up to the standard he normally is at, but he'll know that, and he'll walk away with work-ons on how to get back.
Yeah.
But I don't like to blatantly go, oh man, he was shit.
Yeah.
Like he sucks. He's not up to it because man, at this level, if you make it there, you're up to it.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's not always just what you see is the product of what happened on that day. It's a whole bunch of things. So I try and definitely rose tinted it, but there are definitely times where I'll have a feeling of something and I probably won't rip in because I don't want to, not player wise, but like might be structure, might be coaches, because you don't want to burn any bridges or create riffs where it's like I'm still playing, so it's like because I know, but grudges get held as coaches.
Yeah,
I've learnt that 100%. Like opportunities that are there, but aren't there for me because I left that team.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That would be my one bit of advice for players is don't burn bridges, Because rugby community is just far too small, Like,
it's
especially if you have a 17-year career. Like, you're gonna meet this same coach you had.
But sometimes you don't even know you're burning the bridge, bro.
Yeah, well, that's it.
Like so my example is like when I left the Blues, it was I'd been there for 5 years. I hadn't had an All Blacks camp or anything, no chat.
Yeah.
Wallabies and Waratahs came and like showed a lot of interest. So I was like, sweet. I feel like I've had a good couple of years. Time to move on and potentially play Wallabies. And then left the Blues thinking, sweet. Although at the end of that, in the farewell, they always farewell their players. And me and one other player weren't.
We didn't get a farewell.
We weren't up on the screen.
Oh.
So I was like, well, that's a bit weird.
Yeah.
But like, surely not that bad. And then when I came back to New Zealand, there was a spot at the Blues, but they didn't want to take me because of...
What happened?
Well, I think because I left to the Waratahs.
Oh.
So sometimes for what you don't feel is like a big moment, or you don't feel like you're really bagging anyone or disrespecting anyone. Because I like Blues, I gave everything. I was like proud to be a Bluesman, like gave so much, thought it would be sweet. But, you know, like I said, what you feel might not be what someone else feels. So it's like, sometimes you don't even know you're burning a bridge, bro.
Yeah.
But you come back
burnt
like, I've flamed through that,
feel
bro.
out. I find that quite weird, eh?
Yeah, and grudges can be held. Like some, you know, things that was years ago. But young players, just awareness, growth.
Awareness. Oh, smart. Okay, how did he not make the Jason what is his name? Jason who?
Momoa.
Jason Momoa, Chief of War movie alongside Hunger and Troy Flavel. How did you miss out on that?
I don't know if I might have been a couple shades like too light. Because it's like Hawaiians.
Yeah, okay.
Like they're all quite bronzed up. Like I can get there, but maybe I do want to shout out Offa though. I thought he did. I don't know if you've seen it.
I haven't seen it. I've seen the photo of it, but I haven't seen the actual
Offa
show.
is like I thought he did pretty well.
Did he have a speaking role?
He didn't speak, but like he had some acting bits. Like he got his arms broken by Jason Momoa.
Oh yeah.
I don't think it's spoiling it for anyone, but he was throwing spears at Momoa, tackles him. They have a wrestle, both arms broken, and he has some moments where he's like, ah. Like,
oh yeah.
I thought he did, and then he gets his back stabbed.
Oh jeez.
So I thought he did really well, but yeah, I don't know. It's interesting seeing some of the guys up there didn't get the call. Just
thought about it. You look too much like him. Hey, really?
They were like,
who's the main character here?
What's he doing behind Offa? And he's fighting Offa as well. How is he supporting and fighting him? It just doesn't. They would have had to make me bold to like fully separate it, because if they put a wig on me, like you might be
trouble.
Yeah. Similar rig.
Didn't he just die?
Yeah. Were you talking about Offa? Or are you talking about Momoa? Momoa's alive, bro. Well and truly. Yeah.
Okay, ask him to tell the story how Guinness was created.
Who's this from?
I can't remember.
Yeah, you can't say it.
No, I can find out, but it was one of the Chiefs boys.
I don't know if it's worth.
Anton, maybe? No.
It might be.
Yeah, it is. It is.
I don't know if it's worth like going in there, but
well, up to you.
At the time, it was like we were pissed on the bus. And it was good. I don't know if I can recreate that.
One of those moments. Like a good drinking game. You know, when you do it once and then...
Yeah, you try and go back, it's like...
It's like, man, that was not as fun as I remember.
Yeah. I feel like it's a good story, but I don't know if I could nail it.
Yeah, just give it a go.
All right.
In a voiceover.
Yeah. It was that one fateful night. So there was two brothers, Derek O'Donoghue, and Eddie O'Donoghue, and they're in their garage thinking, look, you know, I think there's a real spot in the market for a nice cold beer, a nice dark beer. And thought, yeah, I agree. And they started working together, they trying different hops and barleys and whatever you can try, and you know, they were getting scientific with it, and one day they finally cracked it. They had this beautiful, dark, cloudy beer. I don't even know if it's a stout, but I'll just a delicious creamy concoction. And they go, oh my goodness, this tastes delicious. They go, I agree, mate. We're gonna have to go down to Debbie and stamp the name and tell her what this beer should be called. So I walk down to the patent, whatever it's called, trademark corner. Debbie's there at the window. It's like, hello lads, what can I do for you? Derek and Eddie look at each other and they go, we've just created the most delightful, tasty beer you've ever had in your life. And we don't want anyone else to steal it. We don't want anyone else to have the name. So we're going to call it, Oh My Goodness. The lady goes, oh, that's a weird name. I've never heard anything like that before. Writes it down, prints it, stamps it. They put it to press. And the day they come to release the beer, beautiful grand opening. They haven't seen it because it was a surprise for everyone.
Oh, yeah.
And as the curtain gets drawn, right up on the beer was Guinness mixed up from their accent. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, okay. Wow.
So I don't know.
True story or?
Folklore. You know how the Irish like their folklore. So you can take that. I left it on the table. You can pick it up, send it, or you can just shove that to the side. But that was a story of how Guinness was made.
Did you do that on info? Where have you done that?
This was I feel like a lot of these stories are just after a big night. This was like post town in Ireland. I didn't even play.
Oh yeah. And
after the game, they ask who wants to help with the bags, and if you don't play, you automatically have to put your hand up because there's so many bags.
I bet
it's ridiculous how much kit is sent around. But like if you don't play, everyone puts their hand up, like just because you don't want to be that guy. But like the starters, bro, you're not doing bags.
Yeah.
Like the boys didn't play, and then a couple like bench players would do it.
Yeah.
And that was on the way to taking all the boys' bags to the airport, but we were still a little bit silly.
Yeah.
And I got up on the mic for the boys just to give them a bit of a yarn. And I feel like that day
booster. Hey?
That day the delivery was on point. I don't know how.
Mate, that was good. It's hard when it's just one on one. Like you haven't got the whole crowd.
Feed off the energy.
It's hard for me to give too much to it. Like
it's like young Anton, Geordie Barrett was in there. And we had a good old giggle.
You obviously had the effect on them because they absolutely loved it to send that through. Okay, last question. Best piece of advice for a Woodland listener. I can't remember you one last time, but it would have been good.
I honestly can't remember what I would have said either. I almost didn't remember doing the podcast on its own. Mate, I feel like there's so many things. For me, it's like I think don't take life too seriously. In a world where there's so many stresses and pressures and outside noise and all this sort of thing, it's finding the silver lining in whatever situation you're in. Like if life's good, sweet, life's good. If life is challenging, don't think it's the be all end all. Something I always said is like, I'm always going to back myself. I'm always going to believe in myself, even when other people's don't. I felt like I was rolling around and that just ruined it.
You were in such good flow mode. That damn ass.
Yeah. Even when the other people's don't, mate. No, even when other people don't, like you've got to believe in yourself. And although it can be challenging, it's finding the silver linings through the struggles to keep going, just to keep persevering on. I think is something that's treated me quite well throughout my career. It hasn't always been rosy, hasn't always been easy, but it's finding the silver linings, finding different opportunities and kicking your ass into gear.
Yeah, well, like you said, your waves that you've been on have been tsunamis. You've been on one of the biggest roller coasters.
If only I could surf, bro.
Being paralysed to, winning comps and becoming an All Black great, all these things, man.
I wouldn't say All Black great, bro. That gets tossed around a bit. I'm an All Black, but 23 tests. I don't know if
23 great tests.
23 enjoyable tests. 23 not bad. Fair play, mate. Fair play tests.
Solid knock.
Yeah.
But when you were talking around not taking yourself too seriously, how much of that's natural, or is there something you can teach, or like how can people learn to do like what you do? Because I see you and I'm like, far out. That's like, how does he do that?
Yeah.
Is it natural? Have you practiced it?
It's definitely something that hasn't always been easy. Like I say, when I first started playing rugby, I was like judged hard because I'm a prop.
Yeah.
And
props don't act like that.
Props aren't outspoken. Props aren't loud. Props don't joke. Props don't want to wear white boots. Props aren't smart. You know, it's like all these stigmas. And like, to be fair, a lot of props are like, that's why they're known for those things. But it took me a while to really be comfortable to be myself. And I think that was like understanding like, okay, what doesn't feel good and what does feel good. It's like, I don't feel good when people tell me I shouldn't be who I am.
Yeah.
So it takes time to understand that. You really need to be confident in who you are. But I also know it can be unlocked, because that's what I try and do with players that come through is like help them along and let them know that it's okay to actually be yourself and have a laugh. And that might be someone being brave enough to step out of their comfort zone and set that example. It might be someone who's just trying to find their own journey and figure out, you know, who they are and what they are. But I just feel like it makes life so much, I'll say maybe easier, but life's better when you're enjoying it.
Yeah.
And I know it can be easy for me to say, but like it's not like my life has been easy as. I haven't been given everything on a silver spoon.
Mate, you're paralyzed not long ago.
Yeah, I couldn't move. I've got a son with special needs. Yeah. I've had you know, injuries all over the show. I've had my own personal challenges. It hasn't been easy, but I suppose just believing in myself, obviously, and being able to look at the world through a rose-tinted glass and find things that you really enjoy and keep you happy. And I don't know, in a world where it's so much judgment, is like, trust who you are. Yeah.
Oh, I felt that.
Yeah.
What a way to finish. Thankfully, because, man, you were in it. That was powerful, but, mate, absolute honour to get you back on. Like I said, like, you're one of my favourite teammates to play
As
with.
are you, bro. I feel like on this side of the mic, everyone talks, you talk to everyone.
That's my role, yeah.
Yeah, I know, but, like, have you ever done, like, you almost need to interview yourself, bro.
Mate, you.
Because you're, like, honestly one of the, this is What a Lad for a reason, and it's not based on this seed. It's all, he was like, what a lad. That's who he was known as. Jimmy, what a lad. Jimmy Ma, one of the best humans in the world. So thank you for having me. But I do feel like your story is just as inspirational, man.
Oh, mate, they're kind words from you. I don't like talking about myself. I'm much.
But I feel like
I
still feel like, I've always thought like, man, you're so good at talking to other people. I reckon the people would love to hear about Jimmy Ma.
Oh, appreciate it, mate. But,
but anyway,
let's move back on to you. What else are you doing? No, I appreciate you coming on, man. It's been an absolute pleasure.
Yeah, good to see your face. Hey? Appreciate you, mate.
Thanks to Betcha for bringing you that episode. If you did enjoy it, please give it a share. Be very much appreciated. Cheers.